exist in your house or
They
what?
don't. They don't exist. They don't exist for
Yeah,
Swizz.
Dude, I feel like he's staring into my
outside
soul.
in the shed. So
239, 239, 239. It is once again the first episode of season 17 for the FaceOff. We have new cats on the block. Obviously, we have myself, Young Kelch, the worst player in the draft. We also have our other co-host that you normally know, Mr. Aizerson, right there, aka the draft analyst expert of him, whatever you want to call him. We have another familiar face, Pale Poner. Welcome to the show, bud. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. What's going on, boys?
Oh, living life. Guys, we have two guys.
Farbsy shirt out here, 239Hockey. Go pick it up in the merch store. They're still available. Proceeds still go to Hockey's Fight Cancer. So, do it up.
Just peddling the merch.
He's got that. I got a 229 shirt on, bro. We're ready. We're ready for this. But, guys, we have a special treat for you. We have two other people on this panel that you've never seen before. We can go to the light or the dark here. I'm going to go with the light guy here. So we're going to go over to Hergy, captaining this season, making his media debut. Hergy, how you feeling?
Fuck, dude. It's been in this league for like 10 years if you go back all the way to the MHL. First time did a media session, so.
So you're saying I've done something right?
Yeah, I don't know what you did. You pulled on my fucking heartstrings or something. You got me to attend.
Woo!
Even Daly's not on this fucking panel, so I don't know what's going on.
Look, Daly is probably watching. And Daly, you are washed. Join on this panel and tell me otherwise. And then we'll go to the last man on the panel at the moment, Swizzy. He lives in a cave, ladies and gentlemen. Swizz, how's your cave doing?
Cave is doing really well.
All right, Ben.
Enjoying myself.
Bringing back the Pale Dungeon.
Honestly, it reminds me of like Dom Silva's like very, very poorly lit room as he just sat there with like the little light hanging from the ceiling. Like I just remember seeing that all the time. All right,
Just needs to flick back
we have a panel of 5, but this panel can potentially grow by 2. Also supposed to be joining us tonight is captain of the best team ever drafted, Flode, will be joining us. And then, the guy that, has another show himself, the Fan Flan show, Hollywood. He's supposed to get on. We'll see if that actually happens. Holly, if you're watching, which you are, join us. Now I'm going to send it over to Anderson. Why? Just because I haven't heard him talk yet, and, I want to do that.
Oh, he's muted.
You're muted!
I'm muted. Oh, shit. Oh, that's because I was smoking weed a second ago. I didn't want you guys to hear. Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hey, my bad. Priorities. Don't want to get us banned from Twitch, as we were just talking about before the show. But yeah, no, not much going on with me, Kelch. Excited to be back for another show. Excited to see some handsome faces, some newbies on the show. I want to hear what they think of their teams and stuff. So let's get rolling. What do you got for us, Kelch?
All right, so first thing I want to do, obviously, we're 1 week into this season. We didn't do a before the season, post-draft kind of show. So I know there's been changes to rosters and things of that nature. We'll get into that, down the road here in a bit. But what I do want to talk about is I want to go to because we have 4 captains here and then we have a bum named Anderson. So I want to go captain to captain and see, one, how they looked and approached this draft, and then also kind of how it actually panned out for them. How did they actually like the final results? So I'm going to send it over to Pale because, outside of us being co-captains to this show, he's the most decorated, media guy here.
So you want to know how I approached the draft?
Yeah. And how it unfolded for you. Did it go as you expected?
So I saw that Anderson was full-time, and I decided, quite a while ago that I wanted to play with him, but he always signs up as part-time. I'm not very big on the part-time players because I want a consistent lineup, and I've never played with him before. I wanted to go for a big name. I went for Anderson, and I told him that probably the week before the draft while I was scouting guys. Hey, look, Anderson, I'm going to take you. And I went out and did it. As for the rest of the draft, I got pretty much everybody that I wanted. I had to make a minor adjustment here and there because of players going a little bit higher than I expected them to go. But end of the day, I was really happy with my team. And I'm happy with our start so far, too. So I would say that I went out and scouted for the whole week prior to the draft. I literally played every single night prior to the draft from the time that the rosters were announced to the draft. And I saw some new guys, but ended up taking a lot of old heads, and that's just how it worked out.
All right, Pale, are you listening? Do not stroke his ego again. For the rest of the show, Swizzy, tell me about your team. How did the draft go for you? What were you thinking? Did it pan out how you thought?
Well, I learned a lot from last season, so I kind of took a different approach. I try to go for more known, reliable players. I try to go after guys who are not going to quit, guys who take this seriously. Guys who take this seriously. I just wanted to have a good group of guys who are willing to play together, and I didn't want to. I went for a complete roster rather than a superstar, and I think that's where I like to build a team like that. I feel like in 239 you have to have a complete roster to be a contender. You can't have any holes, and I think we after first week we see which team has the holes and which team doesn't. So
All right, so
I took a flyer on a couple of people. I like Marty. He was kind of a flyer. I went for value picks pretty much. I didn't want to spend too much. I wanted to kind of spend around the same. I didn't want to go hard on any one player. So
did you
I
go
think
into
worked
it
out.
expecting to play center yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
I realized the center pool wasn't very good. I kind of explored in center at the end of NHL 20, and I just really figured out, I think I wanted to play center, so I've been playing nothing but center in this NHL, so I'm improving a lot.
Okay, so that's one question I wanted to ask you for sure, is if that was your initial plan going in, or if it's just kind of how the draft unfolded. But that was apparently your plan. So I'll send it over now to Hergy.
Yeah.
I would say, what was your plan going into the draft? How did you like your draft? I know
Everyone
you've
knew my
changed.
plan.
I know you've changed a lot of your draft, so I'm sure it didn't go exactly how you thought. But go ahead and give us a breakdown of what you had in mind.
Well, Ando called on my plan right before I even fucking hit the draft market. Said I was going to draft my boys, and that was pretty much the only reason why I decided to captain. So there would have been players that I wish I would have went after earlier because I would have had the bods for them. But again, you never know what your guys are going to go for. So had to wait for my boys to go off the board, and then I could kind of piece together a team around it. And you know what? I kind of think of it as like a fantasy team. Like if you're in football, whatever it is, it's all based on your transactions after the draft that really win you the championship or get you deep, whatever it was. So I went in with a mindset that I would have to make some moves a little bit, and I was a little aggressive and decided to pull off some moves. So it is what it is. I feel like I got a decent squad now, so we'll see what all pans out after this.
How valuable do you find Butt Cheeks Bill in net?
You know what? Bill's had a rough start, but
Please refer to him as
been
Butt
in the
Cheek
league.
Bill. Thank you.
He's been in the league forever. He'll figure it out, man. It's a new game. He hasn't had a lot of time to play. He's got a couple young kids. I'm not really too worried about Buck Cheeks Bill, although I do want to see Gallup post some more gifts because I thoroughly enjoy that.
All right, and then as the last captain on the panel, I'll go. So, kind of like what Pale said, I don't think anyone of the captain list scouted more than I did. I scouted at least 85 to 90% of this draft pool, at some at multiple positions, trying to see what kind of figured out to be the plan. Kind of like Pale with getting Anderson. I told Zach, or Toxic if you didn't know that's his name. I'm drafting Schwartz about a week and a half before the draft. I kind of pinpointed where I wanted my team to start. I had a few options at center. I could have gone full time if I wouldn't have got a guy like Schwartz. Pale probably would have been fighting me for Ando. I won the only other time I was a captain, and I did it with Anderson at center. With him at full time rather than a part time guy, he's well worth the 40 bods. Now, obviously,
is Schwartz playing center for you? Or is he playing the wing?
He's right wing. He's right wing for me.
Okay.
And then my center setup, a guy I've been trying to get in the league, a buddy of mine that I've known for a decade, is Adrenaline 15. I was gonna get him. That was probably choice number A, and then figuring out my part-time other guy for him, or if I had a full-time that I just used part-time wise, was gonna be the kind of other step. In net, I got a guy I'm really comfortable with in LL Cool Sam. And then on defense, there was going to be two guys I was going to look for. I scouted with X88 Kane. I really liked the way he played, moved the puck very well. I was initially going to probably go with trying to get my guy Potshot, who is another rookie this season. However, he did switch to part-time, and unlike the best draft ever made captain, aka Flowed, I didn't want to go with part-timers everywhere on the ice. I do want some consistency. So my setup, I only have it to where I have only center and left D rotating, and I feel comfortable with that. I'm fine with my team. I expect us to contend week in and week out and continue to get better. So I'm happy with that. Now, I'll send it over to you, Ando, as a non-captain. How did you see, obviously you're on the draft show, but how did you see things kind of unfold? Obviously, if Pale told you you were like his top target going in, like you might have expected that. But what else kind of surprised you, or teams that you thought made out like a bandit or something of that nature?
Yeah. So yeah, like Pale said, he told me that he was gonna to go for me. Nobody else, as far as captain wise, just kind of came right out and said they were just straight up going to try to take me no matter what. So I kind of assumed Pale would try to win that bid no matter what, which he did, which I'm thankful for. Like Pale said, we're two guys that have been in the league a little while, but I played part-time. We never played together, so I'm excited to play with Pale, and we're off to a decent start. So I'm excited about that. As far as teams in the league or other captains, I guess, that aren't here, I mean, obviously Floyd will be joining us in a bit. His team has kind of been pegged as the favorite, at least early on here. Another person, though, I was maybe a little surprised that did a really good job was both Young Buffalo and Shotgun. Two guys that I, was a little bit of a coin flip on, or like, I don't know what the fuck these guys are going to do in the draft. But I think both of them came out with really strong teams. Young Buff got, a couple of good pieces on the defense. Got a good goalie in Sauce Walker to carry his offense. And then Shotgun got D Martin, surprised me, 1 and 2 in scoring in league history. So, I mean, can never really go wrong with that combination on one side of the ice. So those are just two teams that stand out to me that did a nice job in the draft. But yeah, I'm happy with where I went. No complaints. So gonna whoop everybody's ass. Fuck y'all, all y'all. If you don't like us, blow us.
All right, when do I play you?
Who knows, man?
You
you
have no idea.
Last week, I think.
All right, whenever you play us, just bench Anderson. That's all I gotta say, just so I can laugh at him.
Well,
it's my position right here.
Wait, what? He's playing right D for you, right? Look, I can't embarrass him at left wing. You know what I mean? We don't want that happening.
Yeah, that'd be so easy.
I don't think you got to worry about that, Coach.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that at all. You're right. Okay. All right. So one thing I do want to kind of move to is let's kind of break down some roster changes. The obvious thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to send it to Hergy. Why am I sending it to Hergy? Because he hasn't made one trade. He's made two. Both of them included the same player.
I made 3.
He's made 3. See, I can't even keep count. Hergy's just fucking wheeling and dealing. This guy is, like, quite literally out here just fucking trading Pokemon cards. Like, the guy's just moving them, right? I don't know. So, Hergy, trade... If you want to go through trade by trade, your thought process with them, and the formality of what you've done to your teams. Also, Gala has posted in the chat, butt cheeks bill. Just so you know.
So the first one to me was obviously the easiest one to make because I didn't know what I had in Beer Captain, and for whatever reason it just didn't work out for us. And then Odd was shopping Gala, and Gala was one of the guys that I actually wanted before the draft. But during the draft, I had to take a quick washroom break, and I actually missed his bid because he went for fucking 2 bods, so he was done in about 5 seconds. So that one for me was easy because Odd was looking to get rid of him, so I was pretty much just doing whatever I could to try and get him. And we agreed that Joe Stowe would be a fit because it had all the forward positions for him. So it was pretty much just a drop and add and trade. So that one was an easy one for me. And then The second one was tough for Nabuch, and Kurdog was eyeballing tough for a little bit. He liked the way he played. I think they might be boys, whatever, maybe. So he asked me, and originally said, you know what, I really wasn't interested in trading up at that time. And then we revisited it, and I ended up getting Nabuch out of it. And I haven't played a whole lot with Nabuch, but my main goal was that I needed to get a right D, and I knew that Nabuch had some pretty good trade value out of it, so I wasn't really too afraid of pulling the trigger on that one. I felt bad for Nabuch, though, just because after the first trade, I gave the first series to Tough, and I promised the second series to Gala. So then I had to bench Nabuch for the second one. And I don't know if he was necessarily expecting it, but it is what it is. And then the third one was just, let's get frisky. And I took a shot and honestly saw if it would work. And you know what? It was back and forth. And he said, no, I wasn't interested, blah, 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 blah. And then he messaged me, I think, on like a Friday afternoon. He's like, hey, you still want to do the deal? And I'm like, let's do it. Let's pull the trigger.
You're
Let's fire it
welcome.
up.
You're
So
welcome.
now you've got MASH now, right? Who did you get in that?
Yeah, so I have MASH, I have Dangles HD, and then I have Frangu, and I gave up Sober, Nabuch, and a Soul.
So Nabush goes from
Nabuch goes from
Trevor's
Kurdog
team.
to my team to back to
Your
Kurdog
team
without playing
doesn't
series
play a
yet.
game and then goes
No,
back to Kurt.
you know what? I feel bad for the guy because he deserves to play, but he'll get his opportunity now, and hopefully he fucking sets the league on fire.
All right. So two things I'm gonna say here.
Sure.
Kurdog blew up his team after getting swept by Kelch, which makes a lot of sense because no one should ever lose to Kelch, right? We can all agree to that.
The first series too?
We can, yeah, but he didn't blow it up then. He blew it up after he lost to Kelch. So remember that. So if you get swept by Kelch, the automatic rule is you have to blow up your team. Okay, it's just facts. Secondly, okay, bench Gala and start Dangles HD. You've heard it from me. I have made my point. Gala, that's for you. And yeah, and as I mention this, and I'm flipping off a camera, look who joined. Someone else I'm going to flip off here. Let's go ahead and switch it over to the Fan Flan Show host himself, Mr. Hollywood, a.k.a. Mr. Hockey. Welcome to the show in your life. And what's that? What kind of shirt you walking there? Is that a lifeguard shirt?
That is the brightest shirt I've ever seen.
Off duty, man. Off duty. Dewey Beach, man. I made it bright so you could see it, Couch, man. I don't know.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I mean, Swizzy's in a cave, so we're glad to have more bright people here, okay? Like,
Holly,
I'm not mad about it.
Is that the vacation spot? You go to Dewey Beach?
We went there a couple times, man. I like it. I like the place, man.
You live in
Nice.
Jersey, though. Jersey's got great shores. Why you gotta go all the way down to Delaware, man?
Didn't want to run into Pauly D and the boys.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, I was trying to figure this thing out here, man. I mean, it's been like, I don't know, a while since I used this. So I don't know how to join this. I'm like, I'm in my Gmail. Usually it would be just click a link and that's it. You're on, but
At least you're not in the pink room tonight. You at least upgraded to your own room or something there.
it's my son's room.
All right, so it's
Oh,
daughter's
nice.
room, now son's room. Eventually, we're gonna get the living room, the dining room, and then maybe your room. We're just gonna see his whole house, fucking show by show, guys. All right. So Holly, I'll ask you, as you're now the second of the non-captains on this panel. We talked about the draft and how teams kind of fared. Was there anything that surprised you draft-wise, or maybe a team that you thought overperformed or underperformed when it came to draft night and how things were approached?
Well, so far, I'm kind of surprised with Flaming Dragon, man. That guy's team. I didn't think they were going to be so good, man. But start off the season, they're doing pretty good. I know they haven't had the toughest schedule so far, but from what they've worked with, he's doing his thing as a first-time captain. Pretty surprised, man, the way he's been performing so far.
I mean, tied for third in points with Pale, so.
I'll pipe in on that one just because we had him the first series and our team was a little bit in shambles. You know what? We should have had a better outcome, but they're okay. You know what? They're better than I thought they were going to be. B-Crips back there, there's fucking no easy goals. I'll tell no matter what team B-Crips is on, he's never given up any softies. So you really have to earn all your goals. You know what I mean? Their defense.
So what you're saying is you were just not good enough to score on him.
No, I think I potted maybe one or two, but
Okay. I might have misunderstood there.
we were trying to figure it out as a team. But you know what? They're a good defensive team, man. They got wingers that streaks. They'll be okay. I think they're if you can cycle on them, that's where they're going to run into some difficulties. But they're off to a decent start. So
All right, and as promised, it looks like our panel is growing from 6 to 7. Guys are just popping up like weeds in the summertime, right? It's everywhere. So, once he gets his video set up there, we're gonna send it over to the newest part of this group, which is Flowed, aka the captain of the Simps, or the best draft ever. Right? In 239 history, Drug somewhere is like regretting saying this just because how many times it's been mentioned since he uttered those words. I'm pretty sure like Drug was probably 6 scotches deep when he said it, but it doesn't matter. Once it's been said, it's been said. So
It was
what I'm
front
gonna
page quote there.
yeah, it's
for
front
the,
page news,
Finance
baby.
Magazine.
Oh
So
yeah,
that was a big quote.
absolutely. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through the list. I have the standings pulled up here after 1 week. So, what we have in tied for first place, we have Cobra Kai Puckers, a.k.a. The 19 million word team name by Odd Guy, at 12 points. The Boondock Saints at 12 points as well. Both teams sweeping their series, so both of them sitting there at first place, or tied for first place. Tied for third, you have Flaming Dragons team, Crosby Niels for Malkin, and then Pale Poner's team, Orange Sus, sitting at 9 points. Coming in at fifth, we have Niagara Ice Frogs, which is Young Buffalo's team, which you mentioned. Anderson said he was really impressed with how their team went. Sitting in sixth place, the Simps, that is Flowed, which we'll get to hear from him in a second. Seventh place, you have High Expectations and Swizzy, tied for seventh, as well as myself at 6 points each for Johnny Kling's Classic Hits. And then the 4 teams coming in this order, 9, 10, 11, and 12, is Washed. That would be Hergy's new adjusted team. We have Daly's Wet Noodles. Yam still can't spell. Those guys. And then we have rounding at the bottom, which is Winter's Coming, who had a rough 1 point week. So, I'm going to say this, and Pale, you've been around a long time. What do you say to the 4 teams currently, after 1 week sitting out of the playoffs? What is your advice to them right now?
I mean, it's 1 week, right? You got to get back on the horse. You got to, my teams notoriously don't start off all that strongly in the seasons to begin with. I typically am the captain that has to make a late run to just squeak into that last playoff spot and then face a top seed right off the bat in the playoffs. So I've been there. I know what that feels like. And honestly, there's a fine line. There's A, we need to blow up our team and change a lot of things because a lot of things aren't working. And there's B, we need to stick with it and just try and get some practice in, try and make our team better in that sense. Or maybe we just got unlucky with the first teams we played, and they were bad matchups for us. But you need to decide fairly quickly if you are one of those teams that's down there, what you're going to do. Because if you wait, you can very easily get to the trade deadline and be like, all right, well, we don't have anywhere to go. We can't go up. And we can't get back into this thing. It's very short seasons in 239. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on. Short season, quick turnaround, get it done, quick and easy. And guys that are in those positions, you've seen it already. Kerdog blew up his team. He obviously went in the draft saying, "I'm going to get Mash. Mash is my guy," right? A week later, Mash isn't on his team anymore.
Mash is now my guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you got Hergy doing the same thing. You're on the outside looking in right now. He says, you know what? I need to make changes. I'm going to go make changes. And then you've got Yambag out there right now who's staying pat. And we'll see what works for each other. But ultimately, you need to make that decision quick, because you need to get back on the horse and you need to get back in the saddle very, very quickly. You need to start winning series to be able to pull yourself out of that hole.
Yeah. And if you have rough series, right? Because everyone's gonna have a series that they're gonna just absolutely play like dog shit, right? It's gonna happen. The thing is trying to get points out of those series. Like don't do what I did. I lost. I got swept in the first series. I didn't pick up a point, right? It happens. You have to play through these kind of things. You got to try to pick up a point here, point there. Like get into OT. Even if you take an OTL, like get that one additional point. Playoff time comes around. I mean those points can really fucking matter, right? I'm going to send it over here to Flode. Flode, do you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right, great. Flode, welcome to the
I'm
show.
not sure why my video's not working.
It's okay. You're up now. You're up now. So it's I don't know whatever it is, but it's here. So we went around and asked every captain their thoughts of how their draft worked for them, their approach to the draft. Is it how it actually you thought of it happening when you were going into it, and how your team looks now? Like, what are your thoughts?
Going into the draft, I kind of had an idea. I knew I wanted Lime as kind of my anchor in the back end, no matter what. I played with Lime a bunch these past couple seasons, and I just feel like he's a guy who can steal you games no matter what is on the back end. So I knew I wanted that, and I'm familiar with Wizzy, so I went with him, but I was expecting to put like 20 on Wizzy, even though he's part-time. So I got him for 9, so everything kind of changed from there, and I realized I could probably afford Rondon later. There was a couple times I know I missed out on Dom Silva. I wanted to bid on him. I just got distracted. The bidding happened so quick that it was just over before I knew it, and so that was kind of a bummer. But other than that, I was trying to just find guys that I've played with before. There's not really too many. I kind of have a small circle. I tried to expand it a little bit with scouting, and I found Potshot, which I think he's coming together pretty great. He looks solid out there. I have so many part-timers that I really have 2 completely different lines with just me out there.
Yeah, think.
Our first line did pretty well. Wizzy and Ron, it's kind of they can carry anything really, and Potshot back there was doing his work. Same with Duck Butter. But against Young Buff, we kind of got absolutely worked. I don't really know what to say about that one. They were way better than I thought they would be. Not that I didn't think they'd be good, but their team defense was pretty much swallowed up outside of Croydon, breaking through a couple times. But it kind of was a rude awakening, and we need to get back to the playbook and
So
figure
you're
some
saying you might
shit
be
out.
looking for some trades, eh?
Because Hergy's here to talk about him. He's always here to talk about him.
Live on
It's definitely on the table. I
trade.
mean, I have enough VODs, I think, left over after the draft where I really can do whatever with trades. So, yeah, I mean, I got my works.
All right, so here's a question that has to be asked to you, right? You've been told probably 35 times since the draft, right? The best draft ever in 239 history. How do you feel about that statement?
Kind of bummed, I guess, because I mean, not that I really care about having the spotlight, but it's completely on it. I didn't even know. I was kind of feeling iffy about my team right after the draft, and I woke up and I saw Drug say that, and then it kind of went from there with everybody piggybacking off of that. And I was like, well, I guess we're gonna have a reputation to uphold, and we haven't even played a single game together yet. No one really knew what was going on, and so. I mean, now we got to live up to this reputation that we didn't really make for ourselves. It kind of just is what it is. Thanks, Drug.
Yeah, they don't call him the Muffin Man for nothing. He just throws out random shit sometimes. Okay.
I mean, and I'm not to say that not to bash my draft. I think my team will be able to make a good run and we'll be solid. But I think that's a little premature to just go out on best draft ever.
Yeah,
because I'm sure there's been some powerhouses. Last season, Dolly's draft, how that ended with Barrett, Anthrax, and Power Kill, and Chelsea. Like that's a pretty crazy draft, I would think.
Yeah, that one's pretty hectic for sure. I would agree that I do think that you have a good team. The draft worked out pretty well for you. But my personal thoughts is the fact that there is so much change from series to series. Like I said, I have a lot of part-timers too. You and I both are the only 2 people in the league with a 10-man roster, like a legit 10-man roster. The difference is you use every fucking one of them, right?
I don't have one.
You have your center, your right wing, your right D, your left D, everyone on the ice besides you and Lime changing, right? So you have 8 guys literally in rotation. I see that Schwartz is in the chat saying that he loved your ceiling. I did get a roller coaster ride feel when I was watching you there. That was amazing. It's like I didn't even have to pay for general admission into the park. That's a blast.
I thought that my video wasn't working, so I was just throwing my phone around, to be honest.
He's like, it doesn't work. I'm just gonna fuck around. Don't care. No, it's okay. So we got 10 for 10 ratings on your ceiling, so that's really nice.
I worked for that.
So I'm gonna ask you this because I know we only have you for a short period of time, so I'm kind of focusing on you a little bit. But Flode, what's your approach for this upcoming week? Do you change anything with your lineup since you did get swept after sweeping in one series? Is anything going to be potentially moved for you? You gonna ride it out? Like, what's your thoughts to that?
I've been thinking about changing it up, but I think I'm gonna ride it straight one more week, just because I don't really want to mix up that line that got the sweep that one week, because we did all play really well together. It is early to where I can still mix up these lines to where it wouldn't be too much of a problem, but I do like that the other 4 guys coming in, they're going to be playing the same line. I would like to keep it to where it's just me changing, to where the guys don't have to worry about another guy coming in the line each week, but hoping that works out. I think I'm going to try to ride it one more week. It's coming up tomorrow. I think that line's going to be playing tomorrow against Pale's team. So we'll know shortly how it goes.
I was going to say, because you play, I'm looking up right now, you play Pale on Monday, and then you play Swiss. Okay, so you got both your captains in here on Wednesday, all right? Rumor has it that Pale's team sucks, okay? I don't know where I got that rumor from, but you should just, shit on them. You know what I mean? Just like absolutely pummel those guys.
Hale's always is kind of my kryptonite. He's always a guy on the other side of the ice that I struggle against. So we'll see how it goes.
See,
feeling mutual, Flo.
I was gonna say, like, that's actually a real statement. Like, everyone has that one person that they seemingly struggle against, right? Mine. Obviously, I play lefty primarily throughout my entire career, and I always struggled with Surprise Me. Well, Surprise Me shits on me, and at left wing doesn't matter this season, right? So it's the same thing. Doesn't matter what team he's on, where position we're playing. Surprise Me is like that guy for me, I feel. So yours is Pale. Anderson, do you have a guy that shits on you?
No, absolutely not. You guys are dumb. I don't know.
You got a guy, dude?
I don't think so. I'm not Odell Beckham Jr.
Look.
But, no, honestly, I'm trying to be humble and think of somebody who just smokes me in 239, but no, I don't think so.
You haven't faced me yet, baby. It's
Yeah,
coming at the end.
later.
It's coming at the end of the season, boy. You gotta remember who Dad is. Just remember that. Hergy, you got anyone that you struggle with that you seemingly know that gives you a tough time?
No, I haven't been in this league long enough. Like, I was in it previously, but there's a lot of new faces that I haven't played enough. So as of right now, I can't really name anyone.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go with B.
I haven't played against most.
We're gonna go with B. Crips. Okay.
Why?
Because you suck.
That B. Crips is definitely one for me too.
B. Crips is good, man.
Sure.
He does.
Yeah,
that
it could be like the default answer, I guess.
Yeah,
that's fair.
He makes you earn it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Fuck Crips.
Fuck
you, Brandon.
Bill.
We got a good one.
What we can all agree, and I'm pretty sure this is a safe bet the entire way around. The only person that nobody has an issue with is X to the D to the A to the L to the Y. That guy is a bum.
Yeah.
That's just it. Swizzy.
I hate that you break down his name that way. I hate it.
Bro, that's
the worst part of it.
That's the way it is. It's just how it goes.
This guy's such a loser, man. Why do you even fucking... I don't even know why you put up with this shit.
Okay, Swizz. What about you? You've been around a little bit. Who gives you who makes you struggle?
Dude, this is a funny one, but this is true. All right? Every single time I play Ragenstein, dude, the dude who plays out of his mind. I fucking know what it is, bro.
Well, I guess you don't have to worry about that now.
I'm not kidding. Every single time this dude plays net against me, I fucking get my shit kicked in.
Well, he's a waiver if you want him. Go get him.
Not kidding.
Yeah.
You can go pick him up. He's a waiver at the moment.
can't
You
beat him,
you
Joe.
make him your own goalie, and then you don't have to deal with
Never
that
have to play him
ever
again.
again.
No. I know how it is, but like, dude, when he plays me, he's freaking Dominic Hasek.
That's because you're booty. You're not as much booty as Butt Cheeks Bill, but you're booty.
Butt cheeks.
Okay? Holly, I know you're not signed up this season, but I'm still going to send it to you, bud. Is there anyone that, when you're back there in net, that just lights you the fuck up? Who is that guy?
Man.
He's like, well, this
The whole
is
time?
this. Hold on,
Little guy playing this season, man.
hold on. Let's go ahead and open up the book here, right? Let's see. I got this guy and this guy. I'm
Dude,
just
the
kidding.
Rolodex.
$10 at least says DMAR.
20. Yeah, I actually I'll agree to that. That's probably
Demar's playing defense, though. Demar's playing. I can't say Demar, man.
But
He's not playing.
who's the Hollywood
Oh, who's the
Kryptonite?
Oh man, it's a long list.
It's a long list.
You know what? I hate first thing. You know which one guy? He's part time though this season. Croydon Knight, man. Anytime he's on the ice, it's just a guy that's not scared to crash the net, man. He'll come in there, he'll come attack, and wherever he's at. So him, yeah, I'll say him.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good one, to be honest with you. So, here's what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna send it over here to Float.
And by the way, I just wanted to say, Drug's comments about the best draft in 239 history. I don't know about all that, man.
Yeah, can we go back to these
seasons?
comments? Was Drug hammered that night? Or
Drug
Yo,
was pretty
Drug is
hammered,
always
man.
hammered.
Yeah, I think it's,
Drug and Nick hanging
The
out
better
with
question is,
fucking
Drug, are you
notches back there, or
sober?
what?
That's a better question
Oh,
to be
yeah.
asking. I don't know. Float, you have what? You have like what? 3 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the floor. Anything you want to say to your team, any comments you want to make to any other captains, you want to talk shit, this is the chance you have.
Yeah,
Go
spice
for it,
up, dude. Call
spice
people
it up, give us some shit. You're about to leave, so you don't have to hear the fucking rantics going on afterward. You just get to say it and then fucking dip. So,
I mean,
the floor is yours.
I can talk shit. I don't really have beef with anybody on the captain side. I think my
Fuck
most
you.
beef I've had is
How about now?
it was kind of a very documented beef between me and Dolly one season, and since then I kind of got beefed out, and it's really it's not really worth going in on the beef. Me and Dolly have since made up, and we're pretty chill. But I don't really have against captains in here. I guess Pale, like I said, I play him tomorrow. Like, I guess let's go, pussy. I'll fucking
Yeah, let's go.
You got it, man. Let's do it.
That's great.
All
All right. All right. For those that don't know, Float is going to play into the IOHL.
Yes.
I don't know
What
why.
league is that?
I don't even know why he's doing that,
Okay.
but here he goes.
Yeah, I'm playing. Barrett asked me to. He's managing. He asked me to sign up right before their sign up closed, and it kind of worked with my schedule. So, and it's kind of easy peasy. So it's fun stuff.
We'll let it slide this time. We appreciate you making your 239
Yeah,
the
sorry for
FaceOff
talking
media
about that,
your
but
media debut
appreciate it.
here, but we love it. The roller coaster has been a
Crazy.
blast.
Yeah, here we
Go out there and shit on some team. I don't know who you're playing, but go shit on whoever it is. Okay.
Appreciate it. I'll see you guys.
All right, Anderson.
Thanks, dude. See you.
Serious question for you. This is big time. Okay. How the fuck did you almost lose to the Cowboys?
Oh, dude, I thought this was
that
a
Gilbert
fucking
guy
239 chat.
Was all right, but yeah, I don't know. Fuck you. We didn't lose. Undefeated. Get fucked.
Good shit. I was so mad that y'all almost lost.
Why are
You
you
can't-
talking about the Cowboys? They're so
Exactly,
irrelevant.
dude.
Like, it doesn't even matter.
Speaking
I know that you're
speaking
or whatever.
hold on. Speaking of irrelevant, how's your Phillies doing? Huh? How about your
They're
Eagles?
in
How
third
about
place,
your?
man.
How about I'll just name all your teams. You want to talk about irrelevant? We'll name them all.
Dude, this isn't Sports Center. Let's fucking
Right,
move on.
239. Let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, so Pale, you play Float. He says you're a pussy. How do you respond to that?
And we're just gonna win.
It's fair.
That's it.
It's fair.
Nothing else.
I don't need to respond beyond that.
Huh. I don't know.
Let's
I don't know
play
about
the
that because you're on the dots, right? So the better question is, who's gonna get the better on the draws? Is it you or Rondon?
Didn't he say he was running his fucking other lineup against Pale?
I have no idea, actually. No, I think Rondon's playing
I have no
tomorrow.
idea.
I actually don't know, so I'd be lying.
Not playing.
I could be completely lying.
I feel like he told us, but I don't remember what the hell he
Yeah, I
said.
think he said he was running his second one, and he wanted to see after how that went.
I'm just
yeah,
glad
I think
Flo
that's right.
dropped. He was too attractive of a male to be on this panel. We have our quota met of literally having Hergy here, so we can't have more than one semi-attractive guy. The rest of us are fugly as hell, so we're doing a good job. All right, so Holly, I'm gonna let you plug your show real quick. So when's the Fan Flan show coming out? When's that dropping?
You know what? I actually uploaded it, but I just looked at it now. I listed it as unlisted, so it's on there. I just got to change. It's actually on the 239 YouTube. Yeah. So after the show, I'll put it. It's already done, finalized.
You know what, Kelch? And if you go on YouTube and you like the video, like the video.
Subscribe too, man.
Okay, so backstory. Herd's been wanting to be doing his fucking Nick's Merc impersonation for a while, so I'm glad you got that out of your system, you bum. So, all right, here's the real question for you guys. What do you expect the next big trade to be? Where do you see that coming? Which team? Maybe a player if you want to get frisky with it. Hollywood, I'll send it to you first. What are your thoughts for the team that's next going to shake it up?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the teams here, the two teams which I think are struggling on here. Obviously, Kerdog's team and Yambag's team. Outside of those two teams, the other 10 on here, I think could move up. It's still early, just week number 1. But I think Yam's got to make a move for sure. Kerdog just made the move, so we'll see how that goes. But Yam's one of the captains, needs to make the move. I don't know what's going on with SBDR, man. He's been quiet. Is he even playing for Yam's team? So I haven't seen it, man. So that's a guy I think that needs to make a move. Period,
Dude, that's
man.
tough when he's on Love Island.
And I think
Out there.
I think what happened with Yam's draft when he went in, man, he drafted a guy like Bear, who's initially going to be his goaltender, but then he saw Tomahawk on the draft sheet on the available. So I'm not saying that was a bad move on there, but he did take Tomahawk, who's been playing great, man. The guy's been playing phenomenal for these guys. They still can't get the wins, though. So, I mean, is it the offense not producing there? Is Yam putting Figo on defense been the bad move? Is SBDR not living up to the 40 bods, 41 bods?
I think he went for 42.
42.
Oh, 42, man.
Put some
Sheesh.
respect on his name.
More than
Oh,
D-Mart. Went for more than
Stevie.
D-Mart.
Stevie, man, yeah, something's got to happen, man. I mean, he's got to do. It's either the rotation, the lineups he's got there, Yam himself's in the penalty box. Like I don't know how much minutes he got already in week 1, so that's not helping the team either. But I think that's a guy that definitely got to make a move. But is he gonna do it? I don't know.
Let's address that for just a second, though. Like defense, Figo is on defense for Yam's team. Anderson's on defense for my team. I'm in the captain's chat. I'm not going to say who, but literally every team is out there saying, need defense on the trade block. Everybody's out there looking for defense.
And Odd's out here drafting all the fucking D-men and letting them play.
And Odd's starting Bomber on center, so, it is what it is. But it's kind of an interesting season. We normally have a couple of guys that are out there that are like top defensemen. You look at Blue Line King, who's forward only. You look at D-Mart, he's defense only, but who knows with that? Like
Drug Monkey's good one.
Center.
Yeah, you got Drug Monkey, who's a top flight D-man. He went for like 18 odds to go play center on shotguns.
K-Dog's playing forward.
K-Dog forward. Ian the Berean.
Only.
Ian.
Shout out to Ian, man.
Wizzy.
Yeah.
Theo and Dolly aren't in the draft. Like the D-men for this season has been a topic that I think deserves to be discussed a little bit.
Yeah, it's a soft pool, man. It's definitely a soft pool trying to find quality D-men out there because you want to try and stop. There's not enough people.
I think what happened here is if captains didn't do their scouting properly, they missed the chance to recognize that, hey, The D is not as deep as previous seasons, right? Certain captains went out. They got a guy that they feel comfortable like locking it down. You have Shotgun. You got D-Mart, right? Pale got Anderson. I don't know if he necessarily thought Anderson was going to be his D-man, but maybe Pale thought he was going to be his D-man. I don't know. Odd. We've already mentioned Odd. Odd, he went and got 14 D-men. I got X88 Kane, right? It happens. Like, guys got certain good defensemen to kind of showcase their setup. Other captains did not. And we kind of see that a little bit. Hollywood, I did just pull it up just to double check. So season 16, Yam played 33 games, had 16 penalty minutes. Not bad. He's 6 minutes away from already beating that here in 6 games. So he's close. He's getting there, right? So Yam, stay out of the box. Help your team by staying on the ice. There you go. That would be step number 1.
Was supposed to play. I thought he was going to play forward this year. What happened with that, man?
Well, he drafted 14 forwards and no D-man.
Yeah, so.
He didn't draft a D-man, so by doing that, you designate yourself to play defense.
Yeah, he's rolling 5 forwards and a couple goalies.
Center, yeah.
He runs. Yeah. He has Figo playing defense. Any comments to that? Anyone at all want to take a stab at that one?
No,
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's probably the best option.
You're high.
Well, who else?
I am, but you're bad. So.
Okay. Also true.
You know what? On that, if Figo was paired with like, I don't want to say a competent D-man, but a D-man that has high stats.
Do you want me a competent D-man?
No. You know what? Yam's not bad. I had him on my team a few seasons. Yam's okay, but I mean,
like
if
a
you
number
pair
one.
someone with
a number
like
one
Drug, or you pair him with Daly, exactly. If you pair him with something, I think he could be a good D-man. But I mean, at that same point, if you're a forward and you want to play forward, and you're put on D, and your team's having a tough time scoring, I think that puts you in a tough spot because you want to jump up there and try and help. But I mean, at the same point, you're fucking playing D, and you got Yam back on your right side, so.
Can't even say it with a straight face.
He goes leading the team in scoring, or tied for the lead in scoring on his team. So.
Okay, so let me tell you.
Doing all right.
Let me tell you this, because I did promise Figo I'd say this at some point during the show, and while we're bashing him, I feel like it's the right time to say it. For everyone in the league, no, it's okay. I was bashing him though.
All right.
So for everyone in the league, if you don't know, Yam is the captain of this team, but Figo is really working hard to try to impeach Yam. So if you want to support his movement, reach out to Figo. He's trying to get a petition set up here so he can impeach Yam. Please go ahead and message him privately, and we'll get things rolling. Okay? Anyway, back to the real conversation. I don't think Figo is the worst defenseman in the world, but in my personal opinion, he's a better forward than he is a defenseman. The team, though, chemistry there, they lack another D-man. They lack a defenseman, so Figo is there by default at this point. And I think that's where Yam is kind of hurting at this point. Can they figure it out? Yes. Will they figure it out? That's to be decided.
So Figo is playing D, but just because you put it on your sign-up sheet doesn't mean that that's the position that you want to play.
Or that you should play.
I mean, he's playing D, but does he want to play D? I doubt it.
No.
So that puts, you know what I mean?
Especially when his
rock in
team's
a hard
scoring
place.
goals.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough, man. He's in a tough spot. And
I mean, it's the same thing when guys have like everything willing and they end up in net and they're like, I'm not a goalie, and they're like, well, have fun getting shit on all season. You know what I mean?
Especially when your team's only got 9 goals, man, for the entire whole week. He's got less goals than Swizzy over here, man.
Swizz, you got a comment to that one?
Throwing out bait.
Why haven't your team scored a lot? That's the question at hand here, Swizz. What's going on?
I think we're a really defensive team. We just gotta win those close games. You know, I think we switch the lineup back and forth a little bit, just kind of figure out what works, what didn't, and we'll figure it out. I'm not worried.
Okay.
Guys are buying in really well. So.
All right. So as admin, right? I speak to other admins, and one admin just wanted me to ask you a serious question. What's the lineup for this week? Because he has no idea.
It's probably gonna be Me on center, Mox on right wing. I'll probably actually switch to left wing, and then I'll have Rob play center this week. So is that what worked last week against Caberlet's guys? And we had a really good series versus them. So I think I'm just gonna go with what works for now until it doesn't work, I guess.
That's fair. And see,
Like-
You go with the hot hand. You got to figure it out. First week kind of was a feeler out for me. Kind of just seeing what I had. One series went good, the other series didn't. So just gonna go with what works going forward.
I'm gonna transition what you just said into a question I asked like a week ago, but I just now remembered we were on that topic. Teams to potentially make the next move, right? The next trade. My team that I would pick is Caberlet's team. Why? Because when you look at this setup for their team, I personally thought, okay, they're gonna have at least early on chemistry, right? You're playing with, Anthrax and Power Kill, right? The next surprise me Pog situation where they do play together no matter what every fucking season. Like fucking someone change it, right? So that would be kind of like my thing. K-Dog playing left wing for this team. I don't know. Like I don't feel like there's enough defense here. Caberlet, I believe he's playing right D himself, right?
Just a second.
Wait,
Do
say
you
that?
think that Caberlet knew that K-Dog was left wing only?
No.
I
don't think
didn't.
so.
No.
I didn't.
I thought
Yeah.
Caberlet assumed he was going to be defense, and that was his defenseman. Wholeheartedly, that's what I
I'm in
think.
the same boat as Kelch.
I'll be honest. I was in. I don't even remember what chat I was in. It might have been the admin chat. It might have been something else. I don't even know. But I messaged during the bidding. Like I bid on K-Dog. I think I bid like up to like 7 or something. Like just like I stopped once I saw multiple people bidding. Right. Once I just knew it was like set to take off, I was like, all right, I'm set. I don't have to keep bidding. And like once he got to a point, I was like, all right, we're at 15. We're at 20. And then I messaged in this chat, and I was like, what's the chances that these guys know that he's forward only, right? Like, I love K-Dog. Outside of his stupid ass Twitch name, which is Space Antelope, stupid as hell. Just want to point that out again. I point it out every fucking time we talk about the guy. Cool ass dude, but he is a valued defenseman in this league, right? But at forward, there's a lot of forwards that can go around when there's a lack of defense to put big money into your center and your right wing, and then to also drop big money into your left wing as well. You better go out there and score a shit ton of goals. And early on, it doesn't seem like that they've done that. So that's like a big issue that I see when I look at their team. So for that reason, with a lot of money being on that forward line, that I think that changes.
You know what I see with that team is that so Power Kill and Anthrax were drafted by arguably one of the better defensive pairings in 239 history last season with Dolly and Sidu,
Mhm.
and they had Barrett at the gut. They also had Puff and Net. That's a pretty fucking strong team. And granted, like they ran the regular season, but they lost in the playoffs. And you come back and you hit with that same forward line, except you don't have Barrett, you don't have Sidu, you don't have Dolly, and you don't have Puff. That's tough, man. Like you can't expect the same things out of these guys.
Yeah.
To me, you just don't have that strength all around as a team. Like they're a good 1-2 punch. Like I haven't played against them a whole lot, so I don't know exactly what they're all about. But if you just take that as a core and you flip it and you put them on this team, man, like they're gonna struggle. It is what it is.
Yeah, like I think Flo or Swizz said it, where it comes to a balance of like the overall team, right? So the balance of the team is less than the balance of the team last season, and you're seeing the effects of expecting those same guys to produce the same level. It is what it is. Can they turn it around? Absolutely. Will they though? I don't know if they turn it around before a trade ends up being made. That's
Well,
my
I think
personal
definitely
opinion.
they're the next team to make. I think it's gonna be either them or Yam. Like they got to pull the trigger on something. How long can you go with the same results?
After me personally, I don't think you make unless it's like an obvious move. I don't think you do anything until after week 1.
But they got to trade both Power Kill and Anthrax, right? They got to look for a 2-for-2 deal, no?
That's not.
I don't
not
think
true.
so.
They don't have to trade.
You can keep one or the other.
No, I'm kidding. But Power Kill and Anthrax have had pretty good seasons last couple of seasons.
For sure,
I mean, they've been on playoff teams, that played well and stuff. I mean, you guys mentioned about Caberlet on there playing forward this season. Yes, I mean, he has been struggling. But what about the goaltending here, man? Shock's been awful, man. 79.5. When McGilla has better stats than you in that, man, there's a problem, man.
Hold on. Before you start insulting Max has been playing decent
No, I love
in the
Max.
games that
I
I've
love Max,
seen.
man.
I know
love
it's been
Max.
late at night and some
No.
of them are like shitty ass teams, but like Max hasn't played poorly. Every game I've seen him, he's making
Max is
key
fine.
saves. Like I don't think Max starting for a team is a bad thing.
Yeah, no. I didn't make the player card, by the way. The ratings on Mags, though. I would have given it
Stop
higher.
lying.
But no, Max is actually. I think Max is the only one that got him to win. Their
Look,
one win this season.
I'm
so.
pretty sure
Max
when
is
you were
underrated.
look, when you went ahead and made Mags's card, I'm pretty sure you accidentally put his age and not his overall. Pretty sure that's what happened.
It could have.
Okay.
Hey, but that card was a curse, man, because that season was a terrible one for Max. I know he hated it.
He hated it for sure. Mags, I love you. Whenever you watch this, when you wake up eating bonbons at 3 a.m., I love you.
Bon.
Anderson, I'll send it to you, bud. What do you want to discuss here? What team? What anything about this season? Leave your team out of it. Pick something else and talk
Even
about
my
it.
team out of it.
Yeah.
You can include it, man. We can fucking discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got all to say about my team. We're the greatest. Everybody knows it. It's whatever.
Okay. here
Honestly,
we go.
my bet for the next trade is.
Last series.
Yeah, I agree, but you didn't. So.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Butt cheeks.
Should, coulda, woulda. Moving on. No, honestly, my bet for the next person to make a trade is going to be Kurdog again. I think he's just going to keep cycling through people until he just doesn't get demolished, which might be right until the trade deadline, and when he can't make any trades anymore. I don't know what he was really thinking in that trade with you, Hergy. You definitely got the first trade of the season. That's my biggest thought on the season so far. That was a hilarious trade. Traded sober enough for the highest paid player in the league.
That's tough,
Well
man.
done, my friend.
Sober and I work well together. I didn't want to do it, but
Yeah, he's a great guy, but he's not
got
MASH,
mashed. He got
so
mashed,
fucking see you fucking later, Jeff. It just is what it is.
My name's
So,
Jeff.
yeah, pretty much. Like when compared to sober, exactly. So I think Kurdog's gonna probably keep making some trades, and then you guys nailed it with the three the teams mentioned. I don't know. I'm a big trade guy myself. The only time I captained, I traded my whole team like every week for
Love
shits and
trade.
gigs. It's franchise mode, but in 239, why the hell wouldn't I trade everybody?
except there's
so-
no limitation on saying no. That GM won't accept your trade, dude. Sometimes
Yeah.
they just will.
Dude, and it's kind of like how you said you got MASH. Most of my trades, I would offer the guy or the other guy would offer me, and it'd be a no at first. And then like 2, 3, 4 days later, maybe after a series loss or a bad night of club practice or whatever, they get, mollywopped, and then all of a sudden that trade that you offered, goes through. So I don't know if you guys as captains have experienced it as well, or like I don't know how you guys get your trades done or whatever, but I find that's how most of mine were done anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely how it goes sometimes. I think sometimes a lot of times it's just you send something and the guy really sees it and is like, oh, well, wasn't expecting that, and just runs with it. So I think there's a lot of that happens where you get the guy in the right time at the right moment too.
In my personal opinion, I send out feelers. There's guys that I want obviously on my team, and I, like Swizz knows, I fucking send him a few messages. I'm like, hey, I'm interested in so and so. Like, are you interested in dealing them? That's, I think, and then you just work from there, right? You just try and make a deal that works out for both teams, and maybe it involves players from other teams, and you just try and swing it, whatever it may be, man. You just got to do whatever works out for your team, and
first you have to make the deal that fucks the other guy and makes your team better. But then if not, then I guess you make it fair. But
For guys out there that are listening and want to be captains at some point, if you're ever going to trade a guy, if you decide that you're going to trade somebody, make sure that everybody that's a captain knows that you want to trade that person. Because if you're out there just wheeling and dealing on one guy and you're just only offering him to one team, only one guy knows that he's available, that's when you end up with trades that are like, holy fuck, how did that happen? I would have offered you this, this, and this instead, and you'd be much better off. You need to make sure that you're shopping guys around and guys know that people are available if you intend to trade.
Dude, that's tough though when you got admins on your fucking team. They're in the chat too. That's difficult. I went through this earlier.
Look, and I'll say this, okay? And I'm gonna talk on 2 points here, okay? Yes, admins have access to most every single chat. We have officially muted now admins that are not captains from being able to see the trade block situation. But regardless, as admins, our point is to make sure everything runs smoothly. We are grown-ass adults. If you put us on the block, it is what it is. Hell, I've been traded multiple times in a season, right? You just roll with the punches. You go to the next team. You play it out. We play short seasons. You can't get tied up on this little stuff. Also, speaking of trades, I have a press release here from a recently traded player that they want me to discuss. Their point of view, so it is being said. This kind of goes to Hergy's point. I have a message here from Nabuch. So, let me say this for all people involved in trading people. Just let your guys know, be communicative, like literally let them know what the situation is. From what Nabuch is telling me, it's not necessarily like he was upset about maybe the moves. Obviously, he didn't like being traded back and forth, right? It was just, I guess, maybe a lack of communication is what he understood from Hergy's side of why he was traded and then sat, right? So he didn't understand that part. As for being traded back, I want to make sure I read exactly what he stated here for me.
Is it in
Je
French?
ne parle pas français.
No. And he said it. He said this is all in like good light. Like he's not being negative about it. He doesn't want this like it looked in a negative light. I just want to make sure I read the exact comment.
Okay, before you
Ken
get to
Keld
it, I'm gonna say,
reads.
Well, there's a big paragraph, but it's only a short like part of it. You know what I mean? So go ahead, Herg.
If you have an issue with what is going on, then just fucking approach the captain.
Yeah.
It's not hard, man. If you don't like what's going on, say, hey, like I don't like being sad. Like, what's the deal? Like,
Yeah,
we're all fucking grown adults here, man. Just fucking speak up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
the Lime is like 12. There's some people who are really
Yeah,
young, so.
you have Lime who like has to do his homework, before he gets into a series and shit. The guy's gonna graduate in like 6 years though. I'm really happy. He's almost to high school. I'm pretty sure about that. Not entirely, but pretty sure. But the official quote here is, "I fully understand that this is a part of the league and nothing can be done about it, but I do think that it would be better communication on both sides. Things would have been a little bit easier." And then he said, "That's my official statement." So, Nabuch, 1, thank you for tuning into the show. 2, I love you. I know you have the biggest fan base. Look, we can talk about a bunch of people, but Nabuch has a fucking fan base. This guy has a fucking following, right? Guys that aren't even in the league, and they're just fucking following him. It's like he's the top-rated Frenchie in the league. And like, we could jokingly say that before because he was the only Frenchie in the league. That's no longer the case, right? We have a few. And Nabuch said fuck everyone else because he's that guy. So I hope he bounces back. I know he's on Career Dog's team right now. I'll be the one to say it. I hope he fucking shines because, like, I brought the guy into the league and he's a badass. So other than that, I want to say this to some other people on like that deal with certain things and roster moves because I know transactions happen. Not only trades, right? Not only trades, but you also have the part of dropping players, picking up free agent. Things move around, right? You might end up on the waiver wire. You might come back off of the waiver wire. Understand, like I said about the trade situation, though, we have short seasons. People are going to move around. Like, it's going to happen. You might be a starter at one point. You might be a bench rider, the next week. I've probably been traded more than anyone in this league, and I've only been here since season 6. And I was only on a roster from season 7 to now. So this being my 10th season, I've captained 2 of them. So in 8 seasons, I managed to get traded probably at least 7 times, right? Some multiple times in one season, right? It happens. You just move, you play where you play, and you roll with the punches. Anderson, as someone who sucks as much, Wang Dang as yourself, you can attest to this. What's the difference for you this season, moving from part-time to full-time? Like, what are your thoughts on that? That's something I want to kind of test to, because I know most people that play part-time are always playing part-time, or playing full-time always play full-time. Like, what's your thoughts on this and how you've seen it here early on in the season? You're muted again. And I'm going to go get a drink.
Yeah, true. Sorry, I was just smoking a bowl. No, the biggest thing, honestly, is how fucking annoying my girlfriend gets about it. The fact that I have to play an extra night per week now. But no, I don't. No, fuck her, whatever. Chels for the boys. Chels for life. No, I don't know. Probably the biggest thing is just playing with the same people, I guess. Being a part-timer, you usually always have kind of other part-timers on the team, so you end up with like a lot of moving pieces, and you kind of play with different people all the time. And I've played a shit ton of positions over the last couple seasons. I keep getting, moved from winger to center to goalie to whatever. So I'm glad to finally have a captain who fucking, knows what he's doing. The first one since Kelch, who can just play me one spot. I actually drafted the team, good enough to just stay one spot. I'm 1-for-1 with Kelch, undefeated, didn't lose a game. Chip, I hate Kelch. He's shit, except for that one season.
Dude, you were doing so well. You were doing so well.
I was being honest. I'm being honest. Most of the time I can't stand you, but that season I fucking loved you.
I think that already puts a fucking hole in Floyd's best draft ever strategy, dude. That fuck. I don't think I could disagree with the statement more.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best ever, but his Game 7 line's pretty nice. But
you know what? That is nice, dude. But when you get swept your fucking second series in,
yeah,
and you get to deal with fucking part-timers, you got to deal with egos, you got to deal with fucking
10 players.
Not for
I think his second line is good enough to maybe not get swept, though. It's not like when I was on Kelch's team, we had Marine Mike coming in on the other night, and it was like, well, we're fucking done
but then you
if he gets in there.
Like availability dates, and you got to deal with fucking positioning. You got to deal with maybe I can't play that night, and the other guy that's replacing me can't play that night. Then you got to deal with fucking waivers, man. There's a lot of fucking shit that goes into it. To say that's the best team ever drafted when you got fucking people that can't even play on certain days, that's hard, man.
I was a 74-year-old drunk man who's really good at shell, but I mean.
Yeah.
What was that?
Wait, so I couldn't understand what you were just saying.
I think that team is overrated. I think they have one line, but like in the long run, like what Ricky was saying, it's just too much with 10 players on the team.
That's a lot to deal with, though. That's a lot of people to deal with, and they all think they're fucking real good, and a lot of them are. But I mean, there's certain fucking things that you just can't control.
Yeah, but it's not only that, man. It's not only that. I mean, he's got 10 people, yes, but also his starters are part-time. I suppose Kelch got 10 guys on his team, but he's got a full-time right winger. He's got a full-time, defenseman, full-time goalie. It's just him and line.
Yeah,
that's it. Everybody else
has to deal
is moved around.
Couch,
who has Flo beaten? Mbach's team? That's. I mean, look, we can't really say.
Hold on. I gotta call out Hergy though. Like, as you said it, he's like, but Kelch's team has to deal with Kelch, right? And yes, Kelch's team does have to deal with Kelch, but the positivity on the team is astronomical. Yeah. We can say whatever the fuck we want. We can say whatever we want to say about Kelch, but Kelch's team will be ready to play. They will be in good vibes, and good things happen when you're playing in a good mindset. It is what happens. You can say anything else, but you will not disagree with that. Anyone that's ever played with me will not say anything other than that, unless their name is SBDR. And just for that, fuck yourself.
Dude, it'll be a test of your ego to see if you play yourself in your Game 7 lineup or if you bench yourself. So.
Great over.
Ooh.
You know what
he's got too big a ego. He's going to play himself over somebody better on his line.
Cat, man. You go in, he fucking brings the energy, he brings the soundboard. He's
soundboard. There you go. You nailed it. The soundboard is a 20 bod player. Kelch pulls down the bods a bit.
But get in that 10 spot. I can 10 spot on Kelch, boy.
Look, I think I'm a valued 5 to 10 bod player.
Dude,
I don't think that's overvalued.
The player drags down. It's like a negative weight. Just pulls down the bods a bit, so you end up like 10 or so.
I'm working here, okay? I'm working.
Working girl.
I'm a working girl, baby.
You just stayed right wing only. You were better than.
Right wing only? Jesus, you're high.
Offhanded.
Yes, I am.
Just to hop into the chat. Right wing only. You're D-Mark. Get off right wing. I'm a better right wing. I
Look,
miss those couch days.
honestly, Demar just, yeah, dude, I hated those days. Swizzy drafted me like a fucking idiot to play right wing. What a fucking moron this guy was. Let me tell you, I put his face on the screen so y'all can look at the idiot that drafted me to play right wing. Go ahead and say hello, Swizz. Just give him a fucking wave.
Created
Give him
a
a.
meme.
You're disappointed, Couch. Disappointed. I had to ship you out. It just wasn't working.
Yo, Master Shotgun in the chat goes. Master Shotgun says Kelch is a first rounder. I can't believe that actually was a thing. Oh,
Dude,
man.
no, the thing is, though, is that he might actually draft
out
in
of
the
a
first
shitty
round.
situation. You got out of a city situation. You should be thankful.
Yeah.
Two
Well, just so toxic, his team folded one season, so. Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe that actually happened. Okay, so you mentioned that, right? So obviously we ruled one, Barrett, Peck, Fresh to Death, whoever else.
Not Barrett, Bartlett.
Bartlett.
Did I say Bart? I said Barrett. Bartlett. Let me clarify, because Barrett is not Rule 1 at all. So then this season, I signed up for fucking LG this season, right? I haven't signed up in 3 years. Guess whose team I go to? I go to Bartlett's team. I was like, one of the first thing I was said.
Did he boot you?
I've been traded off the team already. Yes. So basically, I was like, oh, do we play games here or do we just quit? I was gone before the first series.
That's a great line. Fuck that guy.
Yo, it is what it is.
Guy's a fucking idiot.
No.
Came in talking
no
all sorts of
shame.
shit. We're gonna whoop everybody, blah blah blah. The league lets them take. Okay, go ahead, take all your boys' shirt, and they got molly whopped.
Look,
You guys are smoked.
always
Yeah,
gonna be this for life. You know what I'm saying? It's 239 life forever. If you're not a part of it, you're just missing out. Get with the fucking program. But yeah, you don't fuck over the league, and then you don't draft me first round. Like obviously you don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's just a fact.
Okay, before you continue, I want to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, I switched onto you, and you're like this. You're like in the fucking mic. I was like, great, we got Nick's Mercs again. Here we go.
Dude. Okay, so after Holly put out his shit about the rankings, I'm like, it's fucking Holly, man. This guy, like, his fucking rankings are bullshit. Dude, his rankings were fucking spot on. I want Holly to go back and give me his fucking week 2 rankings.
I got him, man.
Okay, so let me
tune in after the show.
So let me tell. So let's say it this way. So Holly's is spot on, right? That's what you're saying.
Well, they're pretty good, man. They're pretty accurate.
So in a sense, you're saying that Pale don't know shit about doing power rankings. Pale sucks dick at power rankings. We already knew this, but officially you're stating that, correct?
No, that is not what I am stating. Do not fucking put words in my
I'm
mouth.
pretty sure that's what you meant, though.
It's been one fucking week, and a lot of shit has changed in that 1 week. Let's let Holly fucking stick to his gig. I'm not saying shit about Pale, even though we should have beat him in the series.
I could give you guys a preview, man. I could give you guys a preview here, what you're going to see on the Flame Fan Show. I'll run it down real quick. Man. Starting from number 1. All right. Boondock Saints, Niagara Ice Frogs, Orange Sauce, Cobra Kai Puckers, Johnny Clink's Classic Hits, Washed, The Simps, Crosby, Niels for Malkin, High Expectations, Those Guys, Daily Sweat, Noodles, and Kurt Dog's team. Winter time.
Winter's cold. Winter's cold.
Look, winter came and went. Okay.
I'm very on 2 of my rankings, by the way. The only ones that I got very wrong are Flaming Dragon's team. I had them ranked 11th, and they're second in the league right now.
Dude, I was in your boat too before that fucking season.
And my other one is Odd's team, who I had ranked 7th as like a bubble playoff team, who's in first place right now.
That's because they got all the fucking defensemen, dude. They play good defensively.
Yeah,
I had them 3 on mine.
Those are the only 2 teams you mistake there, Pale? Question mark?
I said that we're way off.
And Young Buff?
Young Buff I had at number 2.
Oh, I thought you said Young Buff. Okay, so you only had 2 that you mistaked, right?
Right, Flaming Dragon and Odd Guy's team. I had pretty far away from where
You
they
sure you didn't mess up on a third team by chance?
Shut up, Couch
Nope.
Dude. Are you looking for a little jerk stop
Couch, your team
there or
sucks.
I
You
had
guys
you
got
two-
any
I had
any
you
like
two
surprise
touch me
players or
in,
anything so far?
what? You
I
went
that
3 and
playoff
3
spot.
against his fucking
Hold on.
team.
Right.
And traded his whole
If
team.
y'all look at the
Fuck.
screen right now, I'm gonna post it on Swizzy, okay? In the chat, Figo made a great comparison. Swizzy apparently is the Blair Witch of the face-off at the moment, and I couldn't be fucking more like amused by this. Swizzy, honestly, we got a picture. It's there. Sniper, if you're listening, I want you to make a command, like exclamation point Swizz, and that's what I want to pop up every time. That fucking picture of Swizzy. Make it a thing, okay? Now, what were you gonna say? I cut you off a little bit there, but what were you saying, Pill?
Oh,
Shake my-
I had you just missing the playoffs, the playoff bubble team. And you
Yeah.
know,
Fuck him.
They're 500
Yeah.
right now, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking loser.
playoff spot in the league. I mean, if that's way off, then okay. But
Look, Pale, just keep that in mind, okay? Just keep it in
not
mind.
6 points out of 12.
Must be an admin's
I'm
thing.
not
bro.
impressed.
Yeah, played
Look.
a good team, got shit on. Played a bad team and won. Oh fuck, you're great. Dude.
Hold on, who said we got shit on?
Dude, you lost all
You
3 against
we-
the
Lost all
Shotgun.
3.
We lost all 3 and should have won games 2 and 3. EA
Should have
Unfortunately,
He's talking
was
bullshit
it-
about beating us.
EA was
That-
EA was a negative factor in that series.
Team, and it fucking is what it is, man. We got fucking 2 points out of it. They got 5. Fuck.
Look, I'm just saying, you don't discredit the team, okay? Until you play
I'm
us,
discrediting
and then
you.
discredit me, but you can't discredit my team. That's a fucking fact, okay? And I will die on the sword saying that. I'm not gonna
To
be
be fair,
I'm not gonna be yam bag and
Toxic
say
is leading the league in points by a large margin, so
He's-
that
Dude,
was
he
a
got-
good draft choice. So
He got
I pounded that one
fucking
team, I know.
3 games.
that's
Yeah.
what Demar does to get his scoring titles. He just pounds the worst
Yeah.
teams in the league for like 40
Yeah.
points, so then
Demar's
it just is what it is.
loser.
Anderson, I think this is
But
an
some people
appropriate
just have that mindset.
Anderson, isn't it the appropriate time where you have to
That's
let
what
us
they
know how
want.
bad DMart is? Go ahead, this is your time to shine. This is your
Oh, dude,
this is
I'll
your
help you out.
this is your
Let's go.
weekly time.
I mean,
So start it off. I'll fucking jump on this.
It was
man.
definitely a mistake for him to go righty only. I mean,
yeah.
the guy does just he can't handle being back there for more than about 5 minutes before he just wants to
No.
go for a rush.
Exactly.
He's got like, oh, don't worry, I'll get back. He just doesn't get back. I mean, I've played goalie for the guy enough times. That's just breakaway fucking city. He's like, my bad, Andol. It's 5-4. If we didn't give those 4 breakaways, it would be like 4-1. I'm like, I fucking know, Peter, but you can't rely on the guy. So
So you're saying you didn't make a save?
Over and you fucking cycle on him, dude. He gets lost in translation. He's out there doing fucking spinoramas.
he's fishing like he's out in Nova Scotia, which he
Yeah.
actually is. And he's
Yeah, he's got no clue, man.
overrated. Should be 14 bods, not 41.
Yeah, maximum.
Go back to forward next time, Demar.
All right, so I'm gonna send it around to
Drug
this,
monkey
okay?
covering for him.
Is there one person either with a bad stat line here after week 1 or that's kind of sparked your interest, that's played very well? Who is it that you think is like that one guy that just kind of sticks out to you? It doesn't have to be that they're the best player in the league at this point or the absolute worst, but like someone that's had a poor start or a great start that maybe you didn't expect. I'll just go left to right here. So Hergy, it's on you first. Is there anyone to you that comes to mind?
Butt cheeks, Bill. I'm speaking to you, pal. You need to fucking step it up. Boys are relying on you. 27 bods. And you got a 571 save percentage and a fucking win. Butt cheeks. You, pal. Let's go.
All right,
That's a good call. I
Flanny.
like that.
Flanny, who do you got? Who's your selection?
Who's doing well? You mean?
No, like
Good or bad.
any one
Stand
player,
out.
good or bad. Like who stood out to you? Like what player so far?
I like the way Drug's playing so far, man. I him going at center this season. Demar's playing defense over there, but Drug's doing his thing, man. He's I think that it's one of the reasons why Shotgun's team's number 1 right now on top there. And also shout out to Nick the Greek, man. Nick the Greek doesn't get much recognition, man. This guy had a hell of a week, man, for week number 1. So shout out to him, man. I see his 10 assists out there, man. The dishmaster. Man, what-
Dude, fuck.
Watch
Nothing.
out.
Three of us played in
No.
that series. Nick the Greek for that fucking 2 points max.
Nick
And
the
fucking
GOAT,
17
actually.
scotch.
He's worth 99 bucks, and watch your fucking mouth before we boot you out of this show, all right? That's the best
Whoa.
player on our team.
Whoa.
He's the best player in the league,
Whoa.
and I will not have
Bro.
this slander around here. You can't
Yeah,
touch. No,
The only
I won't have it. I won't have
99
it.
anything that relies on Nick's name is 99 bottles of scotch he's gone through this month. Okay, that's the
And
only thing that.
hours on hut per week. But,
That's the
those
only
two
thing I
things.
want to hear 99 related. Anderson, go ahead. Who's your player of sparkle or dismay?
This one's easy for me. It's I call him easy work. His name's SBDR91. He's only got 5 points so far in 6 games played after being grossly overpaid by Yambag, who has no idea what he's doing in talent evaluations here. I just look up and down Yam's roster, just shaking my head. He's got SBDR, expect to put the rest of them in a suitcase here, but he's just not been able to do it so far. He's just too easy on that left side. You can poke him all day, you can hit him all day. He just does the same shit over and over again. He's got to get better. That's my guy, Stevie.
He's calling you.
Be better.
All right, so you,
Better,
all right,
exactly.
SB, you've been called out. Step your fucking game up. El Poner, who is it for you, man?
My guy is the highest paid player in the draft. Matt Costa. That would be Hergy's teammate over there. My man got paid a lot of money to go score goals and do his thing, and I think he's got something like 7 or 8 points through 6 games. That's a tough one, and it's not entirely his fault, but got to get back on the horse and get a little bit better moving forward here.
He's got 9 points in 6 games.
Dude, he got shit on after the first series. He had 7 points in fucking 3 games in the first series. I don't know what happened in the second series, but fuck. Shit goes south real quick.
Hey, is Mosh playing center or what?
On my team?
Yeah,
On
where
Kurdos, he's not anymore.
where you go? Where you
No,
start him?
fuck.
He's left wing, right? I'd imagine.
He's left wing, dude.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
gonna be tearing up Ando in the next time we see them in the playoffs.
Oh.
See you there. He's easy work too.
All right, Swizz.
Left wing, cut up the middle, right side, spin around in the middle. I'll be there.
Swizz, who is your guy? Who stands out to you? Who's kind of impressed you or disappointed you early start to the season?
I would say Odd Guys team. They were really better than what I thought they were going to be. I didn't really think that we were going to have a problem with them, to be honest with you. I mean, I figured they were going to be close games, but I did not expect to get swept. But they're a hell of a team. Like they play as a unit better than anybody I've seen. To start the season like that. I mean, they were all firing on all cylinders. The whole team. It was tough. They were all close games, but they dominated the time on attack. They got that cycle, mean cycle. So I was
239 history.
Yeah, a little C-Dub. C-Dub's a little unit himself, his 23 part-time self.
Dude, how about
Yeah.
Roman? 12 points in 3 games.
I was about to say. So here's where I'm gonna go. I got a few different people I want to call out or say they're doing great or they're not doing good. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and call out Flode. You have 10 penalty minutes. You are tied for second most PIMs in the league. You're only a +1. Stay out of the box. You have the best team ever drafted in 239 history. Don't hurt your team like Yambag does by spending half of it in the box. Okay? That is number 1 on my list. Anderson just mentioned another person. And I'll be honest with you, I was going to go Nick the Greek until Flanny said so, because Nick the Greek currently leads left wings in points. Okay? With 6 goals, 10 assists. Yes, I said 6 goals. I know that's normally where he finishes for the whole season. He's got that in 1 week, right? He's shooting 40%. This is Nick the Greek. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know how to
But he
shoot.
shot against Bill.
Oh, that makes sense. Butt cheek builds. Get it right, please. Thank you. But yeah.
It's
So
because he misses the net when he doesn't score. He just completely.
okay, but then
You know what? Playing against him, man? Because I played with him last season, and I played against him last series. He's been playing a lot better. I'll give Nick credit. Nicky and his old thumbs and 7 scotches.
seven scotch minimum before a series for
Yeah,
sure.
dude. He's been playing all right, man. I'll give it to him.
But I'll say this. I'll go to Odd Guy's team, but unlike Swizzy, when we're talking about standout player and not talking about an entire team, good work, Swizz, would be for us to go ahead and talk about Roman 9-5 and Cobb 13, right? Did I bring both these guys in? Yes. Am I going to kind of, spice them up a little bit? Absolutely. That's what I fucking do. And if you know me well enough, you know I love watching for rookies and how they perform. So, Cobb currently sits at, what does he have here? I think he's fifth in the league in scoring at 17 points, right? Anytime as a rookie you come in and you're right there at the top of the leaderboard to start, that's a great thing. And then you have a part-time guy in Roman who has 9 goals in only 3 games. He currently sits as the 4th highest goal scorer in the league for week 1. That's with half the games played. So clearly something that we have to see if that's going to be something that pans out, continues that way for most of the season. Was it just in that sheer fact because that series they did play Kerdog's team? And yes, he did snipe Rage 1, 2, 3, 4, all 9 times. So it is a thing, right? Both these guys are good. How well they'll be throughout the season really depends on how well Odd Guy's team continues to move the puck. That's one thing I was really impressed with Odd Guy's team is they move the puck very well. So those are my short list of guys. I've already mentioned Yam. Stay out of the box. I think we touched on a lot of good people here doing well or doing bad. So that's something.
Brick.
Look, guys, we don't have to mention him every fucking time we're on this show.
Nah, dude, he's getting carried by his team right now.
Okay.
Dude,
He's got a fucking stellar team.
Hold on. Brick is 6-0 in net though, so we can talk shit all we want, but he is 6-0 in net. Is your team 6-0?
He's got 7 defensemen on his team.
I don't care. Is Butt Cheeks Bill making as many saves and as good of saves as Bill as fucking Brick is?
No, that's a fair statement.
Okay, exactly. I can't even say my goalie has. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But Brick has played well. His team has played good defensively. They've had the puck a lot of the time. So we can say all this shit, but
you gotta understand, man. Brick played against the number 12 team. He's also played against Swizz's team, who's put up 10 points or so far this season. So I mean, Brick's gotta have good stats.
Okay, but maybe Swizz's team only put up 10 points because they played Brick.
Nah.
No, we're not. I don't want to twist that story.
I got to give credit,
I'm
though,
not
man.
biting on that bait, coach. I'm not biting on
made some big saves. Like he made some big saves at big times. I mean, it wasn't a dominating thing. Like they were all close games. Like nothing. We weren't blown out at all. They were all 1 goal, 2 goal games, if that. So I mean, he made some big saves at some big times, but he was a little jumpy.
Swizz, you know I love you, right? You know that, right? All right. So Schwartz, my right wing, quote unquote says, "I can't wait to clap those cheeks tomorrow, you Blair Witch looking ass person." That's you. So just remember that's what's happening.
Yeah, Pale, exactly. That's what he does all series.
Oh man. So Pale. Serious question here. And I want to ask you this because it's another guy that maybe a lot of people don't know about. But the True Ben Swallow.
Fucking hurry this shit up.
Your lefty. How has he performed for you? I want to ask that because I scouted this guy and I don't think many people did, and I thought he was well deserving of being a starter on some team this year.
And he's not a new guy to the league. He played in season 1 and 2. His old gamer tag was Eagle1170 or something like that.
Talk about archives.
He was typically a left wing. I saw him play, and he played pretty well on left wing. I put him back on left D just to see it, and he was pretty solid back there too. So defense was pretty weak in the draft, and I was like, all right, well, I don't think anybody's really seen this guy a whole lot. Let me take a shot on it, see whether I can get him for cheap. And
no, he was a late sign-up too, was he not? I think
he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
He signed maybe 2 or 3 days before the draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, before the sign-up closed.
Yeah, before sign-up closed. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me do this. I know we're about the limit we're going to take here for the show. So, Flanny, I'm going to ask you one time if you want to do this or not. Do you have the list of the players of the week? Do you want to announce them now, or do you want to just wait for the Fan Flan show? Either way, I'm fine with it. But if you want to do it now, by all means, the floor is yours to do so.
Oh man, I do have the players of the week, man, and
Save it for
actually,
the show, Flank. Save it for the show, man. That's content. That's quality content.
all right.
Yeah,
One thing I added also, I also did 3 stars of the night, man. So for each night, you have 3 stars plus your player of the weeks at the end.
That,
so
man. That's good shit.
So it's like I said, it's already uploaded. I just got to change it to public on there. Right now it's just a private link out there, but yeah, I'll put a lot of stats, a lot of leaderboards on there for you guys.
Okay, so you're keeping it for the show then. You're not dropping it now.
I guess
keep it for the show. Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Hey, but I gotta say this, man. There's photos, man. Like I also put the guys' photos on there. Unfortunately, I'm not playing this season, so I don't have everybody. I mean, I have from like last season, the season before. So if you're one of those guys or a new guy in the league, man, just get a picture of your guy, man, and then it looks better on the graphics with the photo.
Just put a picture of Daly with a helmet on.
Let's not do that. All right, so then
I gotta put Couch with the cape, man.
There you go.
Better.
How about Zach?
I got a question. Is this going on YouTube?
Ask your question. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
It will be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like the video.
Like and subscribe.
Buy the shirt. Buy the shirt. Dude, somebody used to call me the merchandise T-shirt. I used to. Dude, my commercial song, the shirt, man, was great.
Oh yeah, Flanny, let me ask you this: you and I are kind of doing that pool or whatever, the eliminator pool, and you said you're putting up some merch for the people that for the person that wins. What can they expect as far as merch wise? Is it just their choice, or you got something lined up? Or
that's right. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of ideas, man. Maybe a new style shirt, new style thing, we'll see. Maybe more signature Marty McFly Nerf controller or something,
Chunks out of the fucking thumbstick.
Some sort of 239 merch.
Can we get a Johnny Kling
but the shipping
bobblehead?
Shipping might cost a lot, man.
How about
should mention, by the way, real quick, Hollywood is out here grinding on the media. He's doing a lot for the league as far as the media goes. That's shout out to him. He's pulling it together this season. He kind of sat out the season, but he's decided to really go for it.
I fell asleep, man. On the sign-ups, I woke up and it was like midnight. I was like, oh, man. Otherwise, I would have signed up. I should have said I was on the West Coast.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to be Cortez with that same weak ass line saying I fell asleep? I was gonna sign up, but I didn't know what position to pick. Well,
I'm in the studios working like till 5 a.m., man, and then I pass out.
I got a real question for you, man. So you do that fucking CGI studio the entire time. I want a Hollywood behind the scenes episode of what he actually does. I want to see the studio. I want to see where you work.
Bro, it's just him in his daughter's room. It's just him in the pink room with the green screen behind him, and he's eating food. It's just like,
dude.
And now this play of the week. You know what I mean? Woo, boy.
No, it's downstairs with my arcades, pool table in the back somewhere there. But
subscribers want to see Holly. They want to see the good shit.
To get to my point there, though, Holly needs some help. We need guys to make sure that they're recording top plays during their games, during their series. All that you got to do is hit the Xbox button, hit X. All right, that's it. And then you can either send them to Holly. Holly's probably going to pick them out off your Xbox DVR anyway. If he knows who you are and knows that you're going to be giving him content. But Xbox button X, save those top plays, save the good goals, the spinoramas, the Toxac just driving backhand and going short side and scoring every time because people let him do that anyway. But give Holly some help there so that we can get a top 10 plays each week.
Yeah. Look, but I'll say this, man. I'll say this: the streamings has been phenomenal, man.
The streaming
highlights maybe not so, man, but streaming, every series, every game, man, every moment has been captured up to this point. So, which is great. yeah, you got the Xbox DVR, but you can also clip it right off the Twitch. So it's easy. You could do it after, during, So
You know what
I'll
else on
still.
this? Because I was in that same boat, dude. I still streamed all of our games, but I didn't really even think about it until Kelch sent it out today. A little friendly reminder, maybe once a week, just saying fucking submit your clips. As soon as he sent it out, I'm like, yeah, I got a couple clips I could submit. Didn't even think about it until he said it.
And if you
So-
don't know how to do it, even if let's say you forget during the series to hit the Xbox button and then X, right? I know it's super easy to do, but it's also something that's easy to not think of during series. You're focused, whatever, right? But whoever is streaming, and I've made sure we've done our part as admins to try to focus on getting all captains to have one guy from each team streaming, right? So we have this ability to go back, get these clips, watch them back if we need to, whatever the case may be, right? But you can go into someone's Twitch, you can watch their game or watch the series, you can fast forward if you need be, and then you can actually just make a simple clip. I posted in the highlights channel, literally picture by picture steps on how to do it via the Twitch app on the phone. It's super easy, takes a few minutes at most. You just copy the link, then after you do it, and you post it in the highlights channel. Simple, easy, done with. I would highly advise more people to do so. Hell, make it where it's great goalie saves. Your defenseman makes just a miraculous defensive play. It doesn't have to be goals. Obviously, that's primarily what seems to be submitted, and that's okay. Hell, if you're on my team, you're getting about 10 submissions every series. Why? Because I don't give a fuck.
And a circle
Right?
jerk.
I will constantly post my team stuff every single season. I do it every year. Doesn't mean it's going to be what's on the actual plays of the week or whatever, but do my part as a captain or as a teammate to make sure that my guys have that exposure. Everyone, do better to submit your stuff. Make it easy on Holly. He's obviously doing a lot, and we want to make it as easy as possible, as Pale said. Now, to close out our show, I'm going to send it around to everyone for one final time. Swizz, I'll start with you. Any final words on the way out?
I just want to say good luck to all the teams. That's about it. I'm coming for you guys.
All right, and Swizz, thank you for joining the show as a first-time media guy, so appreciate it. Pale Poner?
Again, thanks for having me.
What am I just doing a roundup here?
Yeah, just sending it around the horn one final time.
Yeah, captains, do your stats. People, do your streams and find highlights, and just be good.
Okay. Anderson?
Shout out to Odd Guy for doing my stats. So I guess he's my new stats guy now.
Okay, Swizz, you can't keep... Swizz, you were telling everyone that it was me doing your stats. Just do your fucking stats, okay? You're no Blue Line King. Get it fucking done. Be a captain. Grow a fucking pair of nuts and do your thing, alright? Anderson, what do you got for us?
Fuck, not a whole lot. Just excited to have another season underway, be back on the show, and if anybody needs one for COD or Chell or Apex or whatever, hit me up.
Flanny?
I just want to say this. Going back to your question earlier, I didn't really get to answer. I know you asked Anderson about the part-timers, full-timers, the guys that sign up on here. I look at it like this. I think sometimes some players, maybe it might not be just availability, but I think they just want to go part-time, maybe because they feel they're going to go for a lot in the draft. I mean, you take a look at Wizzy, right? Wizzy went for what, like 9 bonds on here? Would he want to go back to full-time, and by then he's going to need to carry the team. Like SBDR has been playing part-time all this time. Now he goes full-time. He goes for 42. He's expected to carry the team. Next season, is he going to sign up full-time again? So is that part of something like or is it an actual availability that they only want to play one time a week?
I think they look at the captains as well, the list of captains that are in there. I think that's a big deal with them.
That might be a thing, and that's one thing we try to do differently this year. We didn't release the captains right away, and I personally hope that's going to be a continued thing. You want to play? Fucking sign up. You know what I mean? It's simple. Don't bitch. You don't want to be on a certain person's team? Fucking step up and captain. It's not hard. It's extremely fucking easy. You can do stats in 5 to 8 minutes. Guess what? I got fucking pumped in the first series. We got swept. Guess what? I had my stats done before any other captain. You know why? Because you can do it like this. It fucking takes a minute and two, and you're done. Like, you can just get it over with.
No, he
It's
doesn't
not
have
hard,
my stats.
right? All right. Hergy, go ahead. What do you have saying final way out? I know you were only going to say 30 minutes, and you stayed, longer than 30 minutes.
Fuck it.
So
2.5 hours. You fucker.
Overtime.
reel them in, baby. Reel them in.
Yeah. You know, man, this is my first fucking media exposure. It's easy. It's a piece of cake. More people should do it. It's not hard. Don't have to do it all the time. Fucking once in a blue moon. Get a little shoot the shit with the boys. Talk shit about other players. Talk shit about your own teammates. Fuck. It is what it is. It's good.
Okay.
We need to
Thanks for
get
having me, boys.
Thanks for
joining,
SBDR on here, man. Somebody got to get SBDR on these shows.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we have to find
Yeah.
SBDR, as y'all are saying. He's a little MIA at the moment. I expect SBDR to have a good week. Look, SBDR isn't going to be a guy that's going to sit here and listen to this kind of chirp fest and then not go out there and try to ball out. So I expect him. I don't know who he plays in his first series, but I bet you he has a big week. Other than that, kind of like everyone said, thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, 239, we love you. We're going to try to continue to put media out here for you. Help us. Make it easy on us to do this. That would be ideal. Other than that, I got the red cape on. I love all you guys. 229, see you in week 2.
Peace.
Hashtag, no.